Today I'm going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to be doing a license plate frame. I have this silicone mold, and it's a license plate frame mold. So I'm going to try to do a little beach-inspired pour on this license plate. I know I don't have a whole lot of surface to work with, but I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to be using pigments and this new resin. It's a casting resin, and it's called QB Carrier, parts A and B. It says it has a 40-minute working time, crystal clear, self-leveling, low odor, and no VOCs. So I thought I'd check it out. I mean, this was on Amazon. It's a total of 16 ounces, and it was like $16. So I thought, you know, I don't want to use a regular art resin or what I've been using on this license plate frame, because I don't want to have to pour in it twice. And I think it's a little deeper than 1/8 of an inch, so I didn't want to take the chance. So I thought, hey, let's try some new resin. Let's try to get it all in one shot. I could have used the other resin and did 2 pours on this, did a thin coat, sanded that, or waited, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours and then poured over it. But I thought I'd check out a casting resin. Anyway, we'll be using my what do you call it? Respirator. Sorry. So I should know that. I have silicone cups I'll be mixing my resin in. I'm probably going to make a little extra resin. I have some coasters over here I need to do a top coat on. And let me go over the colors. I'm going to be using some Hagy Life pigments. This is Atlantic Blue. I'm going to put a little bit of this glass blue mosaic glitter in. That'll be my Distant Ocean. Then I'm going to be using some blue denim and a little bit of bling. There's no, I don't know what brand this is, glitter. Emerald Islands, Hagy Life. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of that same glitter in this. As it gets closer to the beach, it'll get lighter. And then I'm going to use some Gold Rush for the beach, and I'm going to put a little bit of the Butterscotch Ranger alcohol inks. Mix those together and have a little beach right here at the bottom. I don't know how I'm going to fit all that in, but I'm also going to put a wave in. I'm going to use the Casting Craft and the Color Cottage Star White Shimmer. Those two together. Give a little wave. So I think I'm just going to do a wave down here. And I think I have to put my white in first, because on the bottom is what is going to be showing. The top, I don't know. I think I'll try it with the bottom. I'll put the white in first, then the blue over it. I don't know. Let's see, just see what happens. By the way, a little tip, you can use regular Scotch tape or any kind of tape that you have if you want to clean your molds. Go ahead and just get a piece of tape and then just go along, and it'll get up any of the little leftover residue. It'll clean all your silicone molds. Anyway, just a little tip on how to get the lint or whatever's left over out of your molds. You can wash them out. So let's get started. I'll be right back. I'm going to mix me some resin. Okay, I have all my pigments in my resin. I have it all mixed up. Beautiful colors. Show you a few of them. The glitter's in there, shimmering. This gold is amazing. So I'm going to see how I'm going to do this, knowing that the back side is what's going to show. I mean, if the back side doesn't turn out, I can always just put it on and have this be the front. But I think I want to put some clear resin in there first, just a little bit. At least where I know the waves are going to go. And I'm going to put my mask on as soon as I torch it. There's no odor right now at all. It's really clear. So far, I'm really liking this resin. All right, let's see, just a little bit like that. Maybe a little bit more. Whoops. Oh well. Okay. So I want to put the white in first, because if I put it in last, the blue's just going to cover it. Let's see what happens. Okay. Put my mask on. I'm going to be heating this up. Anyway, one more drink of Chardonnay. Enjoy, sit back, and I'll put some music on. Because of how thick it is, it doesn't move like it does on a coaster or on a painting, because of the resin is so thick. So I'm hoping that this white looks like it's sinking. So I have really no idea what it looks like on the back side, and I won't know until I demold it. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping it'll look okay on the back side. If not, then I guess I can have it on this side. But let me put a little bit more white. It's just not reacting because there's so much resin. As soon as I get the heat gun and the blower, it just, see, this white is sinking. So it'll be just a surprise. So I will be back in the morning, and it should be good. I mean, it doesn't take 24 hours for this resin to cure. So we'll see. I mean, it's my first one. Beach scenes might not be the way to go on this type of resin. This, I mean, on a license plate frame, there's not a whole lot of space to work with here. Okay, here we are the next day. It's been about, oh, I would say 24 hours, ready for the demolding. So let's get this out of here. Using a Cricut machine and putting a decal on it. Maybe saying I love the beach, or Kona, or Hawaii, or your hometown, or whatever. Whatever, it's sure better than having the car dealership on your car. I'm having a little problem here. Okay, got that part. Yeah, it pulled up part of the mold in a couple places. Well, that is a bummer. I don't know whose fault that is. Here we go. Couple little places right here. Right there it's stuck, and right there. So I don't know if it's going to stick from now on. I don't know. So let's turn it over and see what we have. You know what's weird? This is where it's stuck. I have these spots here. I mean, that's the mold, but I mean, I have these spots. The white pretty much disappeared. We have some sparkles. Even though I put the white down first, it's pretty much gone. But it still looks beachy, or the white's on this side. So you could have your choice on how you put it on your car, this way or this way. All right, last time I used this license plate frame, I got it too hot. So there's two spots here that were sticking and pulled up the silicone from the mold. And I want to be able to keep using it. I don't want to ruin my mold. So I got this mold release and conditioner from Cast and Craft, and I sprayed the mold. It took a while to dry. I mean, this isn't really a real fine mist, so I mean, I waited and waited and waited. I mean, I waited like 30 minutes, and finally I just dabbed the rest that was wet off of there. So I have my resin mixed, and I'm going to pour just a very thin coat. This isn't a cast resin. This is just, what is it? Pro Marine. I'm going to pour a thin coat. Then I am going to, tomorrow, go ahead and paint some waves on there. I've tried to put waves on, this is one of my license plates I made. And here's another one. I made two of them. The waves really didn't turn out. I even put the Cast and Craft first and then the blue over. It just didn't turn out. So I'm going to put a clear coat first, paint the wave, and then put the blue over it after that dries. Let me try that way. Let me just fill up this mold. Now remember, I want a very thin coat. This also allows me to not have to use a casting resin because I'm not going that deep with this. First layer. And I still have to be very careful about heat. There's a lot of bubbles in here. And so I have to be careful about that. I wish I would have gotten 2 of these molds so I can make one set at a time, because I can only do one at a time, so I can only do pretty much one a day. And if I do it like this, I can only do one every 2 days. So I would recommend buying 2 of them, and it's down in my Amazon shop or my Amazon links under license plate, silicone license plate mold. If you're interested, that link gives you 1. I think it's like $14, but I would definitely get 2 because time is money. I'm gonna use the rest of this resin on some coasters. Always have something ready to go for your extra resin. Okay, so I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, I'm back. It's the next day. Still a little soft, but it's also thin. So I'm using this, I don't know what grit it is. It's a silicone waterproof resin sandpaper. Very fine grit. So I'm just going to try to sand, just get a little tooth on there to make sure that next coat will stick. Like I said, I'm not going to do a whole lot. But I am going to paint this. I want it to stick, so not very much. So now I'm going to go ahead, I got a little bit of white acrylic paint, so I am going to try to just paint some waves across here. I'm going to let that dry and then pour the colored resin over that. So let's see how this goes. I don't even know how to do waves, but I'm going to give it a shot. I do want it to show up. Remember, this is on the back of a car, so it's not like I have to be real, you have to be really perfect. Hopefully it'll look like a beach. I'm gonna let this dry and then I'll probably come in and paint a beach on this bottom part. But first, I think I want to do some, I want to have a toothbrush here. I'm going to wet it. I'm going to dip it in this white. And I'm going to practice over here. And I'm going to move this up a little bit so you can see. Take my thumb. I want to sort of, well, first get all the excess off. Okay, once you have the right amount of splash, I don't know how I want to do this. Yeah, okay. I don't know if that was necessary, but I'm going to go with it. I'm going to let this dry and then come back, paint the beach down here. Then I'll get the blue resin, I'll probably use 2 different colors of resin, put some sparkle and glitter in there, and finish it off. Okay, now that the white is dry, because I wanted the white, the splatter, to be on top of the beach, so that's why I had to let that dry. So I'm just going to take a craft paint, beach color, and sort of paint. That white will be on top of this, so I don't have to be perfect. Just go right along the edge. If it shows through a little bit, that's okay. I'll let this dry about, I don't know, a couple hours. I don't have to let it dry very long to be able to resin over it. Alright, I really have no idea what that looks like on the other side. Nothing says you have to use the other side because you can always use this side if you like it better. It'll just have those edges, but it really won't matter because this is going on a car license plate. No one will even notice those flared edges if that's what you want to do. So I'm going to let that dry, be back, be mixing some resin, and I'll let you know what colors I'm using at that point. Be back. Okay, it's been about 4 hours, so I mixed my resin. The bottom part here will be more of a turquoise, and it's mixed with Hagie Life Emerald Islands, the color Cottage Seaside Blue, these two pigments, and then I added 3 different glitters. I don't have the brand on these, but 3 different glitters to make this really pretty turquoise. I'm using the Pro Marine epoxy. Now for the darker blue, which is really pretty too, is Atlantic Blue. I mixed that with a little bit of the Seaside Blue, these two together. And then I put some Mylar Flakes, turquoise, and the dark blue in there too. So those are the 2 colors I'm going to be using. So I think I'll start with the light blue down here where the water's more shallow. There's a lot of, you know what, I'm going to get my respirator on. I'm going to be heating this, trying not to mess up. I don't want any more bubbles. There's a lot of bubbles in here. And because I had to mix it real good because it's a little chilly. So I'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and put my respirator on. Okay, so I wanted to blend the blue, but I had more of the dark blue than I did the light blue, so I don't even know what's happening underneath. So I'm excited to see how this one turns out. So I'll bring you back tomorrow and we'll unmold it, demold it, and we'll see what it looks like. All right, it's the next day. I'm ready to demold this. So curious on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and get it out of here. Please turn out. Please don't ruin my mold, even though I put the spray in it beforehand. Now it's still going to be a little soft, but I'm just going to, it'll get better once you leave it out. Gets more air. Okay, it's coming out at least better than it did before. So that spray I used really does help. Okay, I'm hoping it's not a big fail. Let's see. Cool. There it is. There's the beach. So it does work out better. I need to be a better artist with my brush, but yeah, I'm happy with it. See, color fades to a lighter turquoise. See the waves. I'm gonna look at it myself. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have done these white spots up here. But I'll use the cricket and maybe put Hawaii or, you know, Kona, or maybe nothing, beach. Anyway, this will be a gift at Christmas for one of my friends. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Check out my other videos, and a lot of my materials, including this license plate mold, is down in the description below. And if you click that and shop for anything, I still get a little credit at no extra cost to you. Check out my Etsy shop, and a lot of the paintings that you see on my YouTube are not in my shop, so just go ahead and email me. All right, I'm back. Yeah, I didn't show you. I mixed some glitter, really blingy, glitzy, white glitter, silver glitter, and I'm going to demold this and check it out. I put just a little bit of the white, not alcohol ink, but acrylic ink to give it just so it's not all the way clear. I used all kinds of different glitters, holographic glitters, so I thought I'd demold this. And see what we got here. I want to see it at the same time you see it. I do use the demold spray now, since that one time it got stuck, and it really has helped get these out without sticking anymore. Okay, what do we got? Ooh, look at that. Very pretty. So I have been using a Cricut, so you can put your name or whatever you want on here. I have the beach ones, I have like turtles. At the end of this video, I'll put that. I'll put all of them. I made my sun one, and I put a mountain over on the side. Wow, that is so shiny. I might keep this one for myself. So pretty. Can't really even see how nice it is. So it's still drying, so I have to leave it flat. Right now it's still bendable. So I just thought I'd show you that. Thanks for watching. Cheers, guys. Happy holidays.